Good morning, everybody. It's Lisa Baker here at SewEndipitous. Happy Wednesday morning, and everybody say whoop whoop. So super excited to share a new collection with you guys this morning by Miss Deb Strain. It is called Northwoods Lodge, obviously for Moda. We love Deb Strain and all of her stuff. This one I think you guys are really will take to, because it's not your typical floral collection. It is a nice woodsy collection for sure. Some yummy colors in here and some yummy grunges that she has blended in. But before I get there, I just want to do a couple of things, or talk about a couple of things. So we had an amazing trip up to the Asheville Quilt Show on the SewEndipitous party bus. We want to give a special shout out to Louis and Irene. They were so kind to give some amazing goodies for the swag bag for everybody that attended. Also some other goodies that we was drawing names and giving out. So we want to thank them. We also want to thank Moda Tracy. She also had something in everybody's swag bag. Hopefully you've seen the videos. I tried to go live during that moment, but the internet or the cell service was pretty much non-existent in that building. But I do know Moda, Allison and Lisa, they were able to grab video of us coming in. I've heard so many messages from some of the guild members and other people that attended that they absolutely love that we rocked the house for Moda Tracy. She's simply amazing and so good to all of her stores. So that was super fun. As you guys know, I was in Virginia this past weekend for a couple days for my dad's 80th birthday party. I know Steve posted a picture on there, and he said to tell everybody thank you for all the birthday wishes. That was super sweet for sure. Had a great time, got to see my son, some of the grandbabies. It was just a really good time. But now it is back to business. I would ask Steve on camera if he missed me in the office, but we won't go there real quick. But he's smiling. We're going.
Before you do that, hold on.
Yes.
So we got a good morning from Melissa Del Reed.
Good morning, Miss Melissa.
And a good morning from Julie Troutman.
Good morning, Miss Julie Troutman. Okay, so we are going to come right in on this collection. It is called Northwoods Lodge. Steve's, unfortunately, I forgot his filming stick, so he's a little handicapped this morning. Once again, Northwoods Lodge by Deb Strain for Moda. You guys will absolutely love this collection. If you love the woods, if you love wildlife, these are going to be stacked. You're going to see the same print, but we'll show them in different colors. But here you can see the moose, the bears, the ducks, the foxes. I don't know if I said deer or not,
Don't
but
forget the owls.
I don't see owls yet. Is there owls on here? Oh yeah, right there, Mr. Owl. He's taking flight. Yeah, the ducks. Absolutely love those. I was shocked to see the fox. I liked that. I like that the brown grizzly bear's there, but also the black bear. I definitely think she made this to kind of cover most of the U.S. There will be some form of animal that is relatable for sure. We're so close to the Smoky Mountains. Everybody that loves Smoky Mountains loves the black bear. So he, well, I should say she, Mama Bear with a little baby cub is represented in this. So in this print, we have the off-white, or looks almost like an eggshell white in the background. Here we have it in the light blue sky background, and then we also have it in the navy background. Now, you guys always ask me how I select fabric, and there sometimes is a rhyme, sometimes there's a reason, and sometimes I don't have a rhyme or reason. But I will say this collection, this is an employee pick. So you all hear me and Steve banter on camera sometimes. He will get a pick that I'm not allowed to veto. I've never done an employee pick before. This is the first time I've done an employee pick. So I'm always putting pressure on Steve when there's a collection that he says we must have, and maybe I'm not on board with. So the pressure is on to see if it sells, and of course you know he markets the heck out of it. So this one here, we have an employee that is in the hot seat. And I will say, you know, Moda sometimes sends us pre-cuts a month in advance. Well, when the pre-cuts started coming in last month for this collection, they went out the door in like 5 seconds. So this particular employee kept going by me with a big old smirk and grin every time one was sold, basically saying, I told you so. So there you go. But there's been tons of interest in this collection. And while I'm thinking about it, Steve, is this already on the website?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, so it's out there, SewEndipitous.com, and it's Northwoods with an S, Lodge, Deb Strain. Okay, we're going to continue on looking at our collection. This is always a popular print. Let me slide these out. Actually, I'm going to move this down a little bit because there's only 2. So this is the print with all of the footprints of all the different animals. Absolutely love. This one is a great one for your background fabric if you just kind of want that tone on tone. But I love this one because it has all the different colors, browns, blacks, and it's just so fun. There's a lot of movement in that piece. So super cute there. Next, we have all of the evergreen trees. You got them in the different colors of greens that you will see in this collection. And of course, that blue floating in the background. You got a little bit of brown coming in there. And then of course, we have that eggshell or off-white background on this one. You also have it in the black background. Sorry, my fingers aren't working this morning. So you have 2 different options there. So many different ways you can use this. And for those that love to do landscape collage pieces, Steve, the forest is already created for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is fabulous. Okay, this is a nice versatile piece. You've got your pine cone with a little bit of evergreen twig there. This is on your off-white or eggshell. Oh,
I thought there was another one of those.
You know, I thought to myself too, I was like, normally they don't just do 2 of something. So that's all right. That lets me bring it back. So here is the blue version with all the different colors coming in. Let's go back, Steve. Here's the brown with all the different colors. And here's the cream. So that leads me to believe we might find some more evergreen trees too. Because, yeah, I thought that was weird, only 2 prints.
Yeah.
I thought the stack was in order. So clearly the stack's not in order, so we'll just hit it as we hit it. But you got the navy blue background, the dark brown chocolate background, and then the tone on tone of the creams.
Brenda LeBee says, good morning. See y'all in a minute.
Good morning, Miss Brenda LeBee.
I'm guessing she's sitting out in the parking lot.
She probably is. She probably is. Okay, let's pop back down here at our pine cones with the evergreen twig. We've got it in the off-white background. Brenda LeBee's walking in the door. Welcome to SewEndipitous.
There she is.
Steve's showing her in the window.
Sorry, guys.
So here is the cream background with the pine cone, the smaller pine cone. This is the evergreen back color. And then, of course, here it is in the black. Now, Steve, before we go any further, I want to put a ruler on this because someone is always messaging and ask. So right here, you can see in a 1-inch square, one of those pine cones with the evergreen twig fits right there in a 1-inch. Now, if you love those little smaller ones, look here. You have some bigger in-your-face pine cones. Absolutely love it with the evergreen twig. This is in the navy background. I have a lighter version. I'll measure this in a minute, Steve.
Okay. Lori Baker says, good morning, love this collection.
Good morning, Miss Lori Baker. Now, as typical for Deb Strain, she always does that modeling color in the background, so you can see the blue wax and wanes, and so does that green. This green one is one of my favorite. I just think the brown really pops on it, and then those evergreen twigs as well. Here you have it in that light caramel background, and it's so funny how those pine cones still pop on that. But I am going to throw, actually I'll throw my ruler right here. So if we're looking at this section right here, you are 3 inches wide and about 3 1/4 long. So just this piece right here is 3 by 3 1/4. And that is not the biggest one, right? Actually, right here is the bigger one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches long, and then about 4 inches wide. So these are really nice in your face pine cones Once again, if you're doing any type of landscape fabric artwork, you could use these smaller ones, would be super cute to place them, fussy cut them, but if you want bigger pieces, there you go. Okay, what's next? Oh, sorry. I cut early, didn't I, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
You should have yelled at me.
I couldn't remember how many there was.
Yeah, if you're like me, once you've done it, you've moved on to something else.
Yep.
So here we have it in the black background along with that caramel green and navy. So yummy. And it looks really good on that black background too. Now here's some of my favorites in the collection. I love a good plaid. This has got those charcoal colors, a little bit of that black, and then that caramel color running on that off-white. We have it in the greens with a little bit of that light tan running through, and then either that dark chocolate or black, I can't really tell which, and then the different color of greens. And then look at this one. I love this blue and brown. Blue and brown always go so good together, but the different tones is amazing. And then you have it of just the browns with a little bit of that green running through. So I love these plaids. Are you a plaid person, Steve? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Those are pretty. That's right. You love them on the flannels. You always talk about them on the flannels. Okay, here is a little woodsy piece. And I think, yeah, this is the only one in the collection. This would actually make great binding because it does have the stripes in it, even though there's some color waxing and wane. If you cut that on the bias to where you could get that to twirl, that would be really cute. If you're making some duffels or totes with this, to trim out the top edge around the zipper and stuff would be really cute on this. I'm messing Steve's camera up. He's on close, and then I go, look up here. Sorry, Steve. He was telling somebody the other day that filming was bad enough, but to try to follow Lisa adds a whole nother layer of craziness.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, this is running parallel with the salvage on that one.
Lori Baker says all those plaids are fab.
Yes, those plaids are fab, Miss Lori Baker.
Let's see. Donna Weaver says, good morning, Lisa and Steve.
Good morning, Miss Donna.
Yes to the plaid.
Yes to the plaid.
And let's see. Libby McLeod says, yes. Good morning to SewEndipitous.
Good morning, Miss Libby. We appreciate you. Now, Lori Baker said the plaids are fab. I'm going to show you something else is fab. So in this collection, and I said it at the beginning of this video, that Miss Deb Strain, she added in some grunge. And sometimes these collections with Moda, they'll throw a grunge in, or one of the thatched, the dotty thatched. This is a collection that I think really, really just jumps off the plate because of the grunges. And they didn't add just one grunge. They added a whole collection of grunge. Hold on, I'm almost there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 grunges. Now, this one is one of my favorite. I think this one is called Toasted or Toasted Marshmallow. I could be wrong. But we have had this grunge in the shop before on the color wall with some other grunges. Now, these will not be found on the color wall. These will be placed with the collection. But I love this lighter one. We got this caramel toast one. Look at that rich chocolatey one, how the colors wax and wane. You can't be hating on a good black grunge. This one's got a little bit of brown undertones and light grays. This one is just fabulous. Both of these greens, I mean, I'm in love with all of these. I could do a quilt, Steve, in just these grunge.
I was going to say the same thing when you were done talking.
You said you liked these, if I remember.
Yes, I've liked. Yeah. Yes.
The palette.
Yes, the entire grunge adds something to this collection that.
You can mix and match it, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit because a couple of the girls come up with a perfect pattern for this collection. In this particular green, yes, you got all the dark greens, but you have a little bit of dark gray and a little bit of that light tan going in there. It's perfect for this collection. And look at this yummy bluish one, Steve. Once again, if you're doing collage, I think this looks like a good sky piece.
Yep.
Where it's not too cloudy, but there is enough of the dark coming through that it kind of gives the sky a little bit of personality about it. This is a yummy blue for a medium blue. You've got some of that darker running through. And then look at this one. That is so yummy. So you've got the medium blue, you've got the darker blue. You even have a little bit of that grayish running through there. Absolutely love. So I'm going to lay these out, Steve, while you tell your story about the grunges.
I don't even remember what it was now.
You was talking about doing a quilt. You had looked at them.
Oh, no. I was just going to say that a quilt done just in these grunges would be beautiful.
Exactly.
And, you know, a lot of times people are saying, I can't find enough to make a masculine quilt.
To
me, this has that masculine feel to it that you could do. And
comfy, cozy.
Yes, and Tad says those greens are perfect for my next project.
They're yummy. They are so yummy. Once again, what did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 grunges in this collection. So I love the way Deb put these grunges in there, because no matter what pieces you are pulling out, you have some great coordinates to go with it, even if you don't want something that has a motif on it. You know, it is as simple as this little bit of blue water at the lake. Look how laying it against those grunges, Steve, it draws it out. When you have this piece to its side, the lake kind of just hides in the background, but when you put it next to the grunges, especially those blues, and look at there, pulling those green grunges in next to this piece, or even the 2 browns. If you guys have something you want to see side by side, let me know, because I'm all about mixing and matching. But look at the little small pine cones laying next to those grunges. We've got our trees. Oops. It's so pretty. Look now at these trees. I had to point out to you guys about that brown. But if you put those brown grunges, notice how now it really pulls out the trunks of those trees. So cute. These are some other coordinates that was in it. Look, it's just, it really is a beautiful, beautiful palette. Here is those bigger pine cones. Oops, I left the black one out. I don't think you can go wrong how you want to mix and match these. Do you want to do something that is predominantly the blues? You could do that. If you want to stay more in those caramels and those browns, you could do that. If you want to stay in the greens, guess what? You can do that. And then you add these yummy, yummy plaids onto that.
I'm thinking some plaids and some grunge by itself.
Okay, let's look. Because I was thinking that when I picked that up, I was like, ooh, the plaids with the grunges. Hold on.
I think Lori Baker was going the same way I was going. She says combine plaid, big cones, and grunge.
Ooh, yes. We will look at that, Miss Lori Baker, for sure. Let me throw this brown in here. So yummy. So yummy. And even if you slide them down on the colors, you know, it really doesn't matter where you put them. And you said she said big cones?
Big cones.
Okay. I could see, I mean, like some backpacks or duffels made with this would just be so yummy. How are you liking that, Miss Lori Baker? Those are gorgeous. Let me slide them up on the
This
table.
will make a beautiful quilt sitting by a fireplace.
Yes. I absolutely love it. So we were talking about quilts yesterday, and we were talking about how the main print in this collection is directional. And you know, sometimes when you have a directional print, you got to pause and think what pattern you would go with this. And 2 of the girls here, Debbie and Lori, came up with the perfect solution. And Steve, it is one of our top sellers.
Mm-hmm.
It is the Craftsman quilt. This is so quick and simple. to make. There's two different sizes on there. This one is a throw size. It is a 77 by 90. If you wanted to make a crib size, it comes out to 41 and a half by 49. But for the throw size, which this is, Steve, you only need 15 fat quarters. 15 fat quarters. And if you were using one of these that, well, wherever I had it, sorry.
While you're looking,
Yes.
hold on, let me scroll back up here. Tammy Toller says, good morning, fabric lovers.
Good morning, Tammy.
And Donna Weaver says, I agree with Lori Baker.
About the plaids, the
combination,
grunge,
yeah.
and the big pine cones, absolutely. Hold on, I'm missing what I was looking for. Okay, so on this Craftsman quilt, and like I said, it's very simple to make. I made it in a day. Now this one has wool batting in it. That's why it looks extra fluffy, because I made this one for me. And I love the wool batting. I did loose quilting on it on purpose. I didn't want it too dense. I didn't want all of that thread. I just wanted enough quilting to hold it together. But as you can see, your block is a big block, and then you've got three smaller ones. So can't you just see placing this, and I got it, let me flip it this way, Steve, just so it's the right orientation. Sorry, he's trying to help me and hold the camera. Okay. So can't you see, using some of these focus prints right in here, and then pulling in whatever grunge you so desire as your background. You know, honestly, there's so many options. But where I have this cream, I would think that this yummy green floating through there would be so yummy. And then you can pop any of the other prints that you would want in the three stackers. You know, maybe mix up your colors a little bit, and then come in with another stack or a big piece of like those focal cones. I just think it would be so, so pretty. Let me get a cream, or maybe this brown. Let's pull this brown in. You could pull those in and have that green running. Now, if you want something light, don't forget she's got this light grunge going in there. So then I would flip and not put that light background scenery in there.
I like that one better.
That's what we're just going to say. There's 3 or 4 other ones that you could put in there, and whatever color you decide to use for your sashing, then you would adjust, as you guys will know. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but it's fun to play with you guys with fabric and to lay that out. Even this one, honestly, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong, whatever you would like to use. And then like Steve was saying, if you wanted to do all grunge and all plaid, this is a good pattern that would still work for that. I heard some of the girls talking about using these focus prints in the big ones and then using grunge in the 3 little smaller spots. So many options, Steve, so many options. So what did I do with the pattern? So that pattern, like I said, it's one of our top sellers. It's called Craftsman. It is on the website. It's $11 for the pattern. There's 2 different sizes. And I will tell you, I made this quilt probably almost a year and a half, 2 years ago now, Steve, if I had to guess. Mm-hmm. This was Sunday brunch. And I've wanted to take it home so many times. And the girls is like, you can't take that quilt home. We sell so many patterns off of that quilt. So one day I will get to take this home. Steve, anything else before we go?
I think we're caught up.
Alrighty-o, guys. So this is called Northwoods Lodge. It is by Deb Strain for Moda Fabrics. It is already on the website at SewEndipitous.com. If you want to phone in your order, the girls will be more than happy to help you with that. Remember, our phone number is 803-366-1100, or simply just pop in the shop and get your yumminess so you can touch it and feel it before you go. If you're local, but maybe you're working, you can still do an online order. Just be sure to click in-store pickup, and that'll save you on the shipping. Steve, if that is it, I am going to say this is Lisa at SewEndipitous, where unexpected happiness is found in every stitch. Bye, guys.